All right, we are live for going over what's today, the 14th picks and the whole slate. Got a little shakeup of the crew here. We got Huff here and Dantold. Thanks for joining us, fellas.
Absolutely.
All right, so we were
Love it.
going over today and how somewhat shitty today was. I mean, it felt like there were a lot of blowouts, not a ton of good games. Kind of some weird results too. I mean, Green Bay beat the hell out of Western Illinois tonight. Like that was never close from the jump. I think they were up 15 the entire game.
Yeah.
That was absolutely one of my worst picks of the day. Like that, it was
Same.
horrific watching it. It was Green Bay was just hitting three after three, and then as soon as they started defending the three, it was layup after layup. It was the first half was just jump up a building and forget all about it and move on to the next one.
Western Illinois, they've been depressing since that good start. They had that upset win against San Jose State. I guess I don't even say it's an upset. How bad
One
San
of
Jose
those
State
West Coast teams. Still an upset for them.
That's an upset for Western Illinois. Yeah, you're right about that.
I knew I was cooked when I grabbed 4 last night, thinking it would go up, and it closed at like 1.5. I'm like, oh, this is either going to go very good or horribly wrong, and it went horribly. I mean, that was crazy. They just couldn't miss. They could not miss. It was. I even had to turn it off. I got 9 games going. I still had to turn it off. I couldn't stand to watch it anymore. It was brutal.
Yeah, I halftime I gave up. It was.
Yep.
I'm not watching this any longer.
Yeah, it was like we need a 20-0 run coming out of half. Yeah, Dougie G, man. Like, I don't know what to make of that dude. Hangs with Oklahoma State, gets the doors blown off him.
That's how I felt about Dayton tonight. I mean, I went to Ball State, so I guess like betting against them. I never get them right, but you know they were down. They were down by like 25 in the first 5 minutes of the game. It was like 20 to 5, and one of those I was feeling a little comfortable about, and then they just come out flat in the second half. And shout out the good coaches because Mike Lewis, I mean, the new head coach to the game, but has been an assistant coach under Cronin and others, and under Bob Knight. He had those guys going, and they came out, and Dayton just did what they do and just kind of play that smash mouth basketball when they were hitting all their shots in the first. So, yeah, tough. I feel like today was a tough one, and a lot of the reads that we felt like we should have taken, we just I don't know. I don't know if today was our best day today. To be honest, I won't speak for you, Trevor. So I did get you on Longwood. I did get you on Longwood over Shortwood.
You did. Today. You did. I was afraid of that. The line just was weird. I was like sitting right here, but as we were on the show and right if we hopped off, I saw it moved up to like 7.5 or 8, and I was like, oh, okay, there's that late steam. And yeah, they got dominated on the glass, exactly like I said. You know, they just didn't hit their shots. They got dominated. So Milwaukee, huge letdown after last year. Though BJ Freeman's gone, I forget who else they lost, but they are a shell of themselves.
A lot of gross slow games too, like Charlotte, Richmond. You have Minnesota, North Texas. I mean, I love defensive-minded games, but never the most fun to watch sometimes. Yeah. That first half.
That St. John's game had 111 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Merrimack game, that was another snoozer.
I think
it barely broke 100.
Yeah, what was the first half was like Merrimack had to cover points, but I swear
they lost by 20 or something.
Yeah, like I think the first half they had a total of 57 though, and then it was like VCU was up with like 10 minutes left in the first half. It was only like 8-7 or something. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, 63-42.
Crazy,
yeah, brutal. And I said last night when me and Nick were doing this, I was like, that low of a total, kind of got to go Merrimack under, and I didn't. Luckily I didn't play Merrimack spread, but that team total under hit by like 15-16 points at least. Like probably would have been the easiest bet of the night.
One that I feel bad about that I just got in my head is George. I like Central Michigan plus 14, but just because George Mason shot the lights out of the ball, there's no way you can reciprocate that 2 games in a row here on the spot. So it's more of a letdown after that game. And and the cover was pretty easy considering the Chippewas won outright. So
Did you see how that ended?
no,
Yeah.
I wish they did. How did it end? Was it buzzer beater?
Kind of.
Mason couldn't get the ball in with about 10 seconds left, and they turned it over, and then Central Michigan hit a 3 with about 5 seconds left to
On a
to take
5-second? Oh my
Yeah,
god!
he was like fading to the side and just threw it
yeah,
on.
with 5 seconds left, they hit the 3. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they said,
Wow.
"Fuck it, we're going for the win. We're not trying to do overtime," and they did it.
The
Good
good
work.
news of the Green Bay game being a blowout was I got to flip over to a game that was actually good and have that on the screen. That replaced the Green Bay game on my screen. So I actually got to
Oh,
see a good finish versus a beatdown.
Yeah, I was searching for those good games tonight. Central Michigan was the one, and there wasn't too many of them. Now this Hofstra game would be good to watch if it wasn't on freaking Flow.
So
They're up one.
I hit you on this one, Trevor, but the one I wanted to pull up was Wake.
Oh, I did.
They
see this.
struggled with Upstate the whole game. Needed
Yeah.
some late help. And Hop, I told Trevor this earlier. I am lay whatever number Xavier is laying on Saturday. They host Wake. Wake is that team who's teetered on an upset for the last 3 games and just haven't done it. They get their first true road game at Xavier. They're going to get smashed.
Yeah, I like that spot.
I'm just waiting for the line, and I'm betting
Weird.
it.
Wake Forest is weird though, man. They're a
Very.
weird team. I don't know. Do they even play defense? USC Upstate 80 points.
Yeah, 38 in the first, 42 in the second. So it's not like
It's not a
Upstate just had
run.
a
It's
hot
just
half.
consistent. Yeah.
I was on that like shot quality stream too, looking for like maybe a live bet, and they
Same.
had that number pretty much the same. USC Upstate was like right around 40 at half. I'm like, dude, that's crazy.
yeah, same. I hop on those shot quality streams. Just I'm like, all right, what do they got going on for these scores here? See if I can find anything. I hit FAU 9.5 last night, and they hooked me from getting that 5.5 too. So I almost doubled that, but. Regardless, I did see Toledo was projected to be down like 6 at half, and they were up 7 or 8. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be a terrible loss. And then right out of half, within 3 minutes, Wright State came back and was up like 2. They went on like a 10-2 run to open the half, and I was like, Jesus Christ, are you serious?
And then they covered though. Rockets
Miracle.
covered.
They got refed at the end. I mean, that ball was clearly out on Toledo. That ball was so very clearly out on Toledo, and they just gave them the ball back and cut a second off the clock. I was like, okay, I'll take it. Whatever. It helps to be on the right side of the refs.
We got another good slate tomorrow too, right? It looks like.
I mean, depends how you define great.
Depends how
It's college basketball, so yeah.
not as good as the last 2 nights, I'd say. I really enjoyed the last 2 nights, although last night I was pretty good. I was hot, yet tonight not so much.
Yeah, I need a Fresno, Hofstra. As long as I get Fresno, Hofstra, Arlington, 2 out of the 3, I'll be up tonight. But why not? Let's just get all 3. That sounds better.
Yeah. I'm just counting on Hofstra. I need to not go over on the day if they come through for me.
Well, they're up 1 right now with 3:49 in the second. 42-41.
Is Seton Hall
3:24.
under? Are they free? I mean, they can't even score.
I think
No,
so.
they can't score. That was my whole Hofstra handicap. Like they can't get over 60.
No, they can't.
So
Barely against St. Peter's. I mean, given all these teams they've played are pretty slow paced, like Fordham too, but still, like score 60 points. I mean, God.
Yeah. I mean, Jenkins on Seton Hall's got 15 points, and that's about 40% of their total points. It's crazy.
no, I didn't have Hofstra struggling to score 50 as well, but
No.
but I guess that's just what Seton Hall does to teams.
Their
Yeah.
defense, yeah, they're like the new Wisconsin back in the day, almost, Dooley.
Cool.
Feels
Yeah.
like, even though there's less staples, but
Minus the
Seattle-
14-15 season, yeah.
Seattle Pacific is beating Washington with 10 to go in the first half by
Wait,
5.
what? Where's this score?
Well,
It's not even
speaking
popping
of,
up on ESPN.
Seattle Pacific.
I need to put Seton Hall UConn games in my calendar so I can bet those immediately because those are going to be 35-point wins for UConn.
Yeah. I mean, if Seton Hall can't score 50 on Hofstra, what is UConn going to do to them?
That's going to be disgusting.
Bad.
Yeah.
They may not even be a 10-win team this year. I mean, or just above 10 theyins.
Yeah, they're 1-1, potentially going to be 1-2. What's their schedule look like coming up?
We got Wagner.
That's doing the exact same
That's going to
thing.
be, oh my God, under.
VCU.
Oh, VCU is going to smash them.
At VCU too. Is that it looks like it's around a preseason tournament time though, maybe.
No, this is it's either going to be neutral or at Seton Hall.
Yeah, it's in Charleston for the Charleston Classic or whatever that game is.
So yeah, that'll be an under game, and VCU will cover whatever point spread it is. Dude, they're gonna drop a game to either Wagner, Monmouth, or NJIT. One of those three is gonna beat them.
I'd bet out of those three. I'd bet Monmouth if I could. Ugh.
Yeah, dude, Wagner and them is gonna. You might not see 80 points total.
Yeah,
No,
that's an under.
Easy under. That might.
Shout out to FS2 for putting that game on.
Yeah, at least they're gonna air it. Fuck yeah.
That's Saturday at noon. Is that what that is?
Yep.
Yep.
Right away. Start your day with Wagner Seton Hall. Oh, baby.
With a
Forget
mountain of
Big
college
Noon
football.
kickoff. Yeah, forget Big Noon kickoff. We're going to FS1.
I wish you could make a bet. Will there be more points scored in a college football game than that game on Saturday?
Oh, give me
that game's going to be 34 to 40.
Yeah. That game's going to be disgusting. The first half over will be set at 56. I'm so
smash the under.
Take it. Yeah.
It's like UVA Coppin earlier this week.
Oh, that was
That
a free
was-
under too, under 128 or whatever. It wasn't even a sweat.
Dude,
126.
Coppin was scoring 53 against High Point with all those possessions, and then you put their team total at I think it was 48.5. And I was like, man, there's no
How much
way
did
they
they score?
sniffed this. I think 43, 44,
42 or something.
something like that. They hit a couple threes late, but yeah, it was so free. But yeah, I mean, other than that, kind of just a whatever day. I mean, a lot of nasty games, but tomorrow looks to be a little bit better on paper, at least. You pull up.
Why? Because Eastern Michigan, IU, Indy at 6:30.
Read my mind.
Oh,
we
you
do
get
have
a
12
lunch
o'clock
game
ball.
too.
Yep. Utah
do
Valley,
get a-
North Dakota.
Oh, that is a must bet game. Utah Valley, North Dakota. As much as I don't want to bet that game, it's a 1 o'clock game. You got to bet it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's just the rules.
That's a Ken Palm thrill score of 6 out of all the games. So hey, we're getting a treat at 1 o'clock.
Was that
Wanna
was Utah
start there?
Valley? Yeah, let's Utah
there.
Valley, North Dakota. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up some Utah
Hold up.
Valley. Wow, Utah Valley, 89 points a game against El Paso.
North Dakota's catching 5 at home. They're going.
I mean, they lost to Colorado State, so I mean, I guess you could argue they lost to a Power 5 school, but
North
Utah
Dakota,
Valley.
their defense possession length is horrible. North Dakota's defense in general and their offense is all red. This team stinks. What? Remember when they were good last year? Kind of.
Yeah. Utah Valley, number 1 in opponent effective field goal, 30.7.
And they
But
get to
played El
drive.
Paso.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'll just lay it. I'm going to lay it with Utah Valley. I mean, they played UTEP. UTEP's not a horrible program. I take UTEP over North Dakota's program any day, and they won by 29.
I mean, North Dakota, 21 turnovers in that game against Colorado State, forced 10. They gave up 12 steals.
Then they played Dick State 2 days ago. Not Dick State. I think I'm going to take Utah Valley.
I think so. I mean, their assist to field goal made is 349th in the country, 0.714 on
Shot 10
defense. So
for
that's
19
on
on threes against UTEP too. So that's they can either shoot or UTEP sucks. And if North Dakota isn't defending well, then I guess you got to go there.
Yeah, I'll take Utah Valley on the road. I bet it goes to 7 or 8 by tomorrow.
I'm seeing 6 right now for me.
I see 4.5 and 5.5 available.
Okay. Yep.
You're getting shafted on Bovada.
Yeah, I know this fucking offshore
That makes
bullshit.
you feel good a little bit. Yeah, I'll take the 5.5. Screw North Dakota. They stink.
If it weren't a noon game, this feels like an over to me. The early start though, kind of, it's almost like, do you do first half under, second half over? That's kind of one of the angles I might attack on this. Is it's like, so it's a noon start in North Dakota, so it's an 11 a.m. start for the Utah Valley kids. Like, slow start.
Yeah, I don't hate that angle.
Yeah, I like that angle a lot. What's it? It's 146.5. So first half is going to be around
70,
68, 70. Yeah, I'll probably open at 68, which I really like that. I mean, I'd even take Utah Valley's like team total first, or like if you like taking the under, take like a one team total too that you like if you want to fade one. But I'd rather just take the game. But nothing's really open for me yet.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Utah Valley team total, but that slow start angle I like. You know, maybe a live team total too, but gun to my head, I whenever I do totals, I get shafted. I just get I can't do them unless it's like conference tournament first half unders, A10 tournament, whatever. Regular games I get shafted. So I'm gonna lay it with Utah Valley here. I got 6, but I see 6 on DK too.
Is the Summit League network, is it streamable?
Oh, good point. Let me Google that. Summit League Network.
The amount of apps I've had to download is disgusting.
It's
$10
so bad.
$10 a month.
For the Summit League network? Are you kidding me?
I have a couple of sites that I know for some streams. The only thing you can't get are fucking Flow Hoops and MSG Plus apparently. So I will if I can get it, I'll send it your fellas' way. But regardless, I'm gonna have to have a little bit of action on this. I mean, even just staring at Gamecast is better than nothing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like Utah Valley. They're a good team. They're projected to be well. They're projected to what is this? The WAC that they're in? Yeah,
Or the
I believe
WAC, yeah.
so.
so the new bad WAC. Yeah. They'll be competitive with Grand Canyon this year.
I mean, even North Dakota, just looking at it, like, Christ, they've played nobody, and they're still bottom of the country in effective field goals. They do get to the line a decent amount. They're I just had it per field goal attempt. They're 49th in the country for free throws. But I mean, regardless, you turn it over 21 times against who do they play? Colorado State and Dickinson State. That's tough. So I mean, yeah, Utah Valley should handle them no problem.
The Betty Ingolstadt Sioux Center. Who are
The
you?
Betty Ingolstadt?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's it. Well, that's a great 1:00 matinee. I'm going to enjoy that. The Ingolstadt Foundation. I'm looking up Betty Ingolstadt, but we don't need to. Oh, she's
Yeah,
just
we need a history lesson. Who is this chick, and why does she have a gym named after her?
She's a donor. They have a daughter, Chris. Ralph left in 1960 to build their home in Vegas. Oh, she's just a high roller too. Oh fuck. Go Betty. Shout out Betty Ingolstadt.
Rob, why are we livid? What? Tell me the bad beat you had tonight. What happened? We gotta know.
Gotta know.
Next game. Let's see. Any other more
Next
day
game,
games? Are they all hopping into the afternoon? Well, we got 3 p.m.
I mean-
we got another standalone.
Another standalone.
This game,
Lindenwood. We got the Penitentiary at New Orleans.
dude, this game stinks. Oh my god!
Hey,
But
it's
I'm
a
going to be
pick'em. You get
tuning into it,
+1 with Lindenwood,
And it's-
essentially.
and it's on ESPN Plus.
Definitely have to bet it.
I'm telling you right now, based on an old trend that I've used that I forgot to use today, and it screwed me over both of my losses. I'm taking Lindenwood. Short home favorites are a disaster.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason they're short. It's because they suck. And New Orleans is terrible, and I have no idea whether Lindenwood is any good. I haven't watched 1 second of them play yet this year, but I look at a number and why is it 1.5?
Yeah. They lost by 33 at Oklahoma. They beat St. Louis College 98-30. Fucking 68-point win for Lindenwood.
I mean, typically my other counter though is New Orleans played 2 pretty decent teams in Kansas State and Troy. So they have they have scars on them from those fights. And so playing a lesser team should be easy, but it does not make sense why that number is what it is.
Very fair. It's a neutral. And
it is neutral.
It's a
that's
neutral.
what I'm seeing on that's what I'm seeing on team rankings.
Moon
Oh,
Town.
it's in Pennsylvania. All right. That might change my whole strategy.
Oh god.
Where
Is
is
it an under? UPMC Arena? What is it?
Where the hell is that? I might go.
Oh, Robert Morris University Stadium. Looks really nice. UPMC Event Center.
Boys,
Oh,
Hofstra outright.
It's in an LA. Are you kidding me?
Hofstra won?
49-48.
Beautiful.
See, they stink.
Seton Hall out rebounded them by 6 too. Each had 14 turnovers. Seton Hall shot better from 3. They just couldn't hit anything inside.
And Illinois is really shitting the bed too right now.
Are they? They were just up like 13.
I mean, yeah, but they were what, 26.5, 23.5?
20, I think it closed off 23.5.
This is the one Creighton's going to cover the number 2 for Mac.
Oh yeah. Before you hopped on, I was talking to him. I was like, man, I want to just bet Houston Christian's team total under because they have like 17 points. And then all of a sudden they're just kind of going, although it's 37.5 now. So I'd be sitting nice right now. But
What was the team total under? 40 something for you?
43.5, I want to say live.
That's fucking
something like that.
hilarious.
Yeah, that was a beat. It was like 50-12 at half.
Yeah.
But yeah. And New Orleans is also searching for their first win.
Yeah.
But why the fuck is Lindenwood just popped off to a favorite? It just flipped. They're
I am
-1.
changing my strategy. I am living up to my name. And I'm taking New Orleans. Now that it's not in New Orleans, the neutral site, I'm going with they played 2 good teams. And it's like when you play a high school game and then you go play against your little brother, you're 10 times better. So that's the
theory.
angle I'm taking.
Yep.
If I got to bet it, I'm doing the simple handicap.
I mean, you might as well just play money. I'm looking at this like I would just play money line. You can get almost even money for New Orleans at -105, or you can just, or it's +1 -115 on DK right now.
Okay.
What are the odds that it really falls on one and you get your money back? They're either going to lose or they're going to win, obviously. That's how basketball works. But, I mean, even money for New Orleans? When did they last play? They played the 9th. So is that Sunday, Saturday?
You can't tell me you have any inkling on this game. This is a coin flip. I mean,
the more you look at it, the more it's kind of a weird line. Although Lindenwood just won by 68, so are they really factoring in their win against St. Louis College?
They beat St. Louis College of Pharmacy. They beat a bunch of pharmacists.
Yeah, it was like St. Louis College.
Oh, they got St. Louis College here. They left out the pharmaceutical part.
This is interesting. Lindenwood and New Orleans, their point distribution that comes from a lot of 2-pointers. I kind of like the under 150, 151 just because it's an early game, but
Not going to be shooting a lot of threes, getting those extra points.
even there, they don't shoot threes because Lindenwood can't shoot the three given they played against Oklahoma, but you put up 98 and you still have one of the worst 3-point percentages in the league.
New Orleans gets about 6.5 a game. Lindenwood 4. Granted, it's only taking the stats from the one game, but even last year, Lindenwood 4.9 a game, 4.9 threes.
Both just inexperienced teams too. This could be a chuck fest. Well, at an event center, the line's all off. You're playing in like an auditorium. I gotta sway the under there 150. So. And I'll take that. And I'm not worried about picking Lindenwood or New Orleans and maybe getting one live, but I always sweat taking unders because you're just holding your breath the entire fucking match.
Yeah. New Orleans 254
most annoying bet
experience versus 231.
It's the worst. Yeah. It's the worst, but can be the best too.
Oh, there's an inherent advantage in betting unders because everyone likes to bet overs. So, but it just you're praying for a miserable game is what you're doing, and so like I watch sports to be entertained, not to be annoyed, and so.
And I've lost so much money betting an under, and it just loses in the foul. You lose 15 points come in the final minute. You can't cap for that. So.
No, you can't. I won't even bet a full game under in college basketball. I'll do first half, but I won't do full games.
That's how I lost the Auburn under on Saturday. I think they had like 30 some points the final 5 minutes when there was 106 the first 35. Like I just got shafted. I lost by a point. It was brutal. Like there's nothing worse than that. Like the entertainment factor doesn't hit until the under hits and you get your money. Otherwise it's fucking miserable. Like you're yelling at the TV for brick every time they shoot. No fouls.
And at least with overs, you can like go, well, if this game gets to overtime, I have a chance. Like even if it's not close, there's always a chance. But the under is
maybe we get a triple overtime game here. We get 50 more points.
Happened tonight. Mount St. Mary's and Bucknell. It was under and went over thanks to double overtime.
I didn't even back my model. Thing was 13-2 this season. And I was like, can't get there.
Bucknell was covering there too, and then that's another one that they just gave it up in the end. It's weird.
So Utah Valley and then New Orleans. That's where I'm sitting.
I like Utah Valley, and then I'm gonna either take first half under, full game under. We'll see for that second game in Moon Township, PA.
I'm ready for Payne and Lindenwood to beat New Orleans tomorrow.
What's Robert Morris like hosting tomorrow? They got Lindenwood, New Orleans, and then Stonehill versus Robert Morris. It's like we're gonna make our own preseason tournament. I love it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That makes sense. Is you're not getting invited to any of the good ones, so might as well throw your own party.
Yeah, and if you get invited there, you're just going to get your ass kicked anyway.
Yeah,
it's a free vacation.
Like Chaminade.
Yeah. Well, Chaminade, it's not. I guess not a vacation, but yeah, God loves Chaminade.
I just want him to win one in my lifetime. I know they did it before, but I want to.
That was in my lifetime, youngsters. Okay. They beat Virginia.
I swear they won a game recently, though. Am I mistaken?
I don't think at the Maui.
You don't think so? I swear they won.
I think they hung in a game, though. I think they hung in.
They did. Chaminade.
Think about that, though. Virginia has lost as a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, and they lost to Chaminade. That's
true. They're the last 1 seed in March Madness to lose to Chaminade in the tournament. Not at the same year, but the same lifetime.
2012 was the last time Chaminade defeated the Texas Longhorns. Leave it to Rick Barnes.
They did?
Yep, 86-73. Wow.
Well, I don't remember that, but I guess I've seen one in my lifetime now.
2012 Texas team. That's like a Jacobin Brown. Man, that team was Cam Ridley. Javon Felix. That team was.
It was probably a 2 a.m. tip off, and that's why you missed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I was probably hammered at a bar somewhere. Wait, no, it was 2010. Just kidding.
Maui
There's
Feast.
no chance.
Yeah, we're gonna have to stream every day that feast week. I have off work too, so.
Oh, yep, I'm game. I'll be watching every single game.
Oh yeah.
Who cares?
But I
Who
might
cares
go to
if
this
it's
one
football
tomorrow.
with Maui on?
I might go to this next one tomorrow.
Are you?
I always say that, and I never end up going to the Farmers Coliseum, whatever the hell it is. They call it the Jungle on Ken Palm, but that's
not the Jungle. That's Auburn.
Wait, what? The Jungle. This is this is all messed up. But anyway, they're at Pepsi's Farm or whatever, Indiana Farmers Coliseum. What do we have? Do you have a spread on IU Indy?
I do. It is IU Indy -1.5, 120 on the money line. Or you can lay 115 juice for the 1.5.
Well, I got +1.5.
When have you ever seen IUPUI at a pick 'em? Are they good? They're got bad this year. Good
I was
reason.
just, I mean, the rebranding seems to have helped.
Did we take them?
What has Eastern Michigan done?
They're terrible.
They're
I was going
horrible.
to say, I don't think they've done anything, but
Earl Boykins is rolling. I guess he's not dead, so I can't say rolling in his grave. But Earl Boykins is so pissed seeing how bad Eastern Michigan's been horrible. They are.
Eastern
always
Michigan beats
They lost by
CNI.
20 to Texas State.
Yep.
When has IUPUI not been a long dog, even against these low MAC teams and crap? I mean, I think I'm going to take IUPUI or IU Indy. Excuse me.
I don't. They've played whoever IUC is in Goshe, Goshe. They
Yeah, but
put
they
up
don't-
197, and then they put up 80 on the road at Xavier. They lost by
At the
14.
Cintas Center, and they were covering that entire game, and then they almost blew like a 20-some point cover live. But
ESPN has a 66.8% chance that Eastern Michigan wins. Is this like last year when they had Amani Bates? Like, I don't get this.
they were even horrible then too.
So they have a 67% chance for Eastern Michigan to win, but ESPN bets listing IU Indy at -1.5.
That's
Make it make sense, ESPN, you moron.
You got Aaron Dolan behind that, probably.
Rob, yeah, we did talk Utah Valley. I'm on Utah Valley -6. I think they're playing first half under.
No, I'm on Utah Valley. I'm on the under
Okay.
in the other game, but Dan Told is on the under in that, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's North Dakota's going to get
Classic 1 o'clock game.
Slow
Gotta take-
start, first half under.
slow start, and Utah Valley comes out and just smashes them. I mean, I don't think it's really going to be close. I think it feels more like a double-digit win for Utah Valley. And they just popped -5.5. I'm going to grab that quick before it goes back up. Thank you.
I'm taking IU Indy. I'm taking IU Indy on the money
I'm
line.
with you.
Fuck
I'm
it.
with you. Moneyline hasn't popped up for me yet, but
This is their year.
I think so. I mean, fuck.
I'm not betting that one, but I like that.
I don't blame you.
No, I don't either, but
They got Paul Zelinkus from Lithuania. They got a lot
oh,
of
they got a Euro? Yeah, it's over.
Keenan Garner from Fishers, Indiana. Shout out Fishers, Indiana. Tamaris Brown from Chicago. They got a lot of good. Holy fuck, they got a lot of young guys. Jarvis Walker from Purdue Fort Wayne. He's like, I'm gonna get a Purdue degree. This is how it all came about. So it was IPFW, IU Indy, Dan Told, and then they split up the degrees. Now it's just Purdue Fort Wayne and IU Indy. So this is Jarvis Walker. He's like, I'm not getting a Purdue degree. I'm coming to get an IUPUI degree, and he is going to dominate tomorrow. Gotta get it. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
When have they
Eastern
ever been?
Michigan.
When have they ever been to pick them? They were once against Lindenwood last year, and I took Lindenwood, and they still won.
See, how could you fade Uwe Pui in their last Uwe Pui year as a favorite?
I'm just telling you right now, there are some freaking disgusting games on this slate.
Yep, and I want to get involved.
I love those games. I've been picking those games better than the big games. I feel like.
What's
next
IU
couple?
Indy's team total actually?
I don't have that yet. Fucking open up the lines.
Dude, if it's anywhere like in the what's the total actually for this game? 140. So this has got to open up around 70 something.
Yeah, it's got to be around. It's probably based on that total. It's 70.
That might be a better angle than banking on them to win is score points. Fuck, they put up 97, 180. 80 at Xavier.
Yeah, I mean, you figure it's 71 and it's 70 and a half and 69 and a half is what I would assume. Or 71 and a half and 70 and a half.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that too. I like that too, Julie. But look at Eastern Michigan. I mean, anyone. Look, this
Eastern
whole
Michigan,
look at all
33% from the line.
The only thing that
33%.
scares me about an over is the average possession length and that they just can't shoot shots. But it looks like IU Indy can shoot shots, but there's a lack of defense on both sides. Major bad.
And I don't want to put faith in Eastern Michigan to score points.
So fuck the possession.
33% effective field goal, 33% from the line, 21% from three, 35% inside the arc.
Let's do
Dead
it.
last in the country in shooting efficiency.
Let's freaking do it.
And yes, Rob, I was looking directly at Cop and UMBC when I said there's some disgusting games tomorrow. That is it.
I was literally just about to hop to that game after this one.
Go.
So we liking IU
Indy.
Indy on the money line, 120, or the team total, do you think? Probably just the money line. You know, Eastern Michigan can't shoot to save their life. You just beat the Pharmacy. Who did they beat again?
Who?
Siena Heights. They put up
IU?
83. Eastern Michigan put up 44 at Texas State, lost by 20. And then they beat Siena Heights by 25.
For some reason, I had that game on my TV for a little bit. Texas State, it's opening night. Rose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna take the money line with IU Indy. If Eastern Michigan somehow just
let's do it
out of their ass, so be it.
I'm not getting talked into a team total because I'm going with my gut. Let's take the heart. Like fucking Ken Pom, all your analytics bullshit. IU Indy's got heart. This is their year.
My only hesitation is Eastern Michigan is the first of 5 straight road games is tomorrow.
Yep.
I do hate
just
that.
saw that.
And so if you start off dead, that's a bad run and you're 1-6 before you even know it.
That's
so,
true.
You're
There's
feeling
no way,
good off a 1-2.
there's no way they beat Cleveland State. Oakland, they maybe could beat.
But at Houston Christian, that's a
Houston Christian. That's a horrible one. I'm marking my calendars for that one.
That'll be must-watch TV.
Monday, November 25th, my aunts are getting to town. I'm like, give me the TV remote. I'm watching Houston Christian and fucking Eastern Michigan.
We're not watching The View. Houston Christian and Eastern Michigan are playing ball. Are you kidding me?
Coppin
State. Is UMBC? I know
Cop's
Coppin's
going to
bad.
get rid of Juan Dixon. You get rid of Juan Dixon. He was kind of bringing that program a little bit back. Not too much. But not too much.
well,
But
I mean,
UMBC
in my opinion, Coppin State's the worst D1 team
This year.
this
So far.
year by far. I mean,
maybe program-wise in last 10 years, too.
they were terrible last year, and they are equally as terrible this year. Like literally the first game I circled to bet this year was High Point Coppin State. I went, you're giving me one of the worst teams in the world against a hyperactive High Point team. They're going to destroy them. And what do? They won by 41
Yeah.
on a 24-point spread. So, but
Books have been
UMBC sucks too.
Yeah.
UMBC does suck. I remember betting them last year against Louisville. They can score though, but they've only scored against Valley Forge. I mean,
Yeah.
George Washington himself out there, and then Penn State,
They
York.
played 2 D3 teams and then got smashed by Penn State.
Yeah.
What's the line on it?
UMBC minus 11.
Yeah. They should.
There's no
like,
way we can lay.
We should just move on. Like
Yeah.
nobody. If if you have a soul, you should not bet this game.
And this is getting into the 6
Give
o'clock.
me Coppin State
It's not
money.
like plus 470.
I'm messing. Oh my god.
Yep, Rob, I was just going to bring that up.
That
Chattanooga is laying 11.5 tomorrow.
that's circled on my page.
I see it's up to 12.
Rob's betting on Chattanooga. He loves it. Morehead State's kind of depressing this year.
I faded Morehead State, I believe, twice this year, and it worked out pretty well. Once or twice.
I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
Morehead's
Louisville
only
and then
played,
Cincy.
he's only played and Cincy on 2 road spots. This is
Oh.
our
No, I had over 84.5 for Cincy that game, and they finished on 83.
this one. I'm kind of makes me want
it's
to bet.
Chattanooga's season. They can't.
First home game, you're defeated. You played USC St. Mary's and then lost to Austin P by 6, which is
Well,
a
I mean-
fairly close game.
If you
No,
don't
you're
come out
winning.
hard and win this game, you're packing it up,
But man, 12 points? That seems a tad excessive.
which is exactly why you bet it.
Very
Yeah.
true.
That's true.
It
Very
looks
true.
like why on earth is an 0-3 team laying double digits?
100%. I bet you if I go look
And it's gone up. It was 10.
Yeah, I just saw it go up from 10 to 11 just now. Yeah.
sitting at 12 now. Yeah, according to Visa, and
Oh,
granted,
crap.
these are just early people getting in. 84% of tickets and 99% of the money's on Chattanooga. Gone up.
It's not like
Just
Chattanooga's
went
playing
12.
horrible. They're horrible. 0-3 resume is not horrible. Like Austin Pay is a good school. St. Mary's, USC. I mean, they're not expected to win those games.
No.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Let's
They're-
lock them lock.
they're a team who's probably a top 4 team in SoCon. Like they are a good team. It's just they're taking their beating. They have some injuries. It's
Mhm.
like it's get right spot time. Like that Austin P game should have been it, but it didn't work out for them. Like so,
With
they
the
got
coach.
this, and then they get to beat up some teams.
All right, I'm writing it down. I'm not betting it yet. It's in my maybe. It's in the tickler file.
Then they got SEMO. They got Johnson U, Tennessee State. Those are the next 3 after this. It's how you build some momentum.
IU Indy has a higher thrill score than this game. I'm smelling that too, Dan told. Let's take them. They can win by 10 for sure, or they can win by 11.
Are all 4 of us squad riding Chattanooga by 12? This is something else.
It's not great, I will say, but
I'm a horrible influence on your kids.
It's my favorite sport to bet. This is why it's my favorite sport to bet, and we're gonna spray the board for sure.
I'll have Utah Valley, New Orleans, IU Indy, and Chattanooga as my first 4 plays tomorrow.
Well, yeah,
Hey,
those
at
are
least
the
you didn't bet Coppin.
No, I at least had enough brains to stay away from that. Like, no, thank you. If I can't fade their team total under, I don't want to bet them.
Hear me out. I'm about to launch a paywall, and my first bet is going to be life-changing. Coppin State money line. Oh my gosh! Just joking. Don't bet this, please.
Yeah,
Don't bet.
I won't be able to join you guys anymore if you do that.
Yeah, that'd be unless it hits, of course. But
Oh, Coppin.
Yeah.
I mean, if it does hit, then I definitely can't join you anymore because I'm an idiot.
I love that, Dan Thole. I love that. Oh my gosh.
Nuga and Corpus Christi are Rob's biggest bets of the day tomorrow. Who's
Oh my
Corpus
God.
Christi? New Mexico State's laying 7.
Rob, when you bet Rob
Christi's
Morris, do you ever just like get this big like just like big like aura about it? But I kind of like Rob Morris.
After
Chris-
Corpus Christi dropped
Christi guy.
Can't
5
launch
free
that paywall
throws in
yet.
the last minute, I cried
Yeah.
a little bit.
Oh my
That
God.
oh,
That was rough.
that was Huff. You can't launch that paywall just yet. You're gonna have to find another ridiculous dog because Rob's just leaking your picks right now.
Well, what's up, guys? I swear I'll be back. I'm down 900 units, but sign up my Dub Club for sure. Yeah. New Mexico State. What's the beef, Rob? Just think that Corpus Christi's been kind of covering machines this year, I guess. But other than New Mexico, did they cover against New Mexico?
Nope,
No,
because it couldn't hit free throws.
that's right, because it was like right at the number, like what was it, 16, 17? And they lost by 19.
Yeah, I actually bet it live at 18.5. And
Oh, that's brutal.
and 5 missed free throws. That was nice waking up to.
Dude, I hopped in live 18.5 with you.
Scoring 81 points in the freaking pit, though, is impressive. I don't care you lose that game. What are they, +8, +7?
It's so low. It's 6.5.
I see 7 on DK right now.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I see 7. It's a little juice, but
let me pull up unabated. I know you have to pay for unabated, but I'm sure that it's probably just the way it's supposed to be, but I can see all of their odds for free. I don't know what else they charge you for with the service, but
Rapid City, Summit Arena.
they don't have it up yet. Trying to see if there's anything better, but
so
Corpus Christi's got to win one of these games eventually. 73 at Purdue, 81 at New Mexico. Granted, you gave up 190 points in those 2 games, but
it's not like it's not too far of a travel spot. Like people that go down to New Mexico, it's always tough. That's a tough travel spot, but
at least they're already there. Yeah,
they're they're down there. Yeah,
and they hung in. That was. They were down, then they clawed back, and then make a damn free throw.
I don't know, but New Mexico State's got Peter Filipovity from Maine. Look out. Yeah, I like Corpus Christi. I haven't bet that one yet, though.
I'm gonna write that one down too.
Beat Utah Tech by 12. New Mexico State did. Dixie State, whatever they used to be. Here's one I got. This is kind of gross, but give me South Dakota State money line against Northern Colorado. I like that. The South Dakota State team with Eric Henderson has really been impressive. People disrespected them against McNeese State, all on the TMZ. I think we all were on that. I don't know about you, Dan Told, but Stooley, I know we were both on that, and it wasn't even close, and we knew that was never going to cover. One of those games you bet a favorite, and it just never feels good from the beginning. And they don't even give you any false hope. The only thing that scares me, I don't think this Long Beach State team is as good as people think they are and how they've been recently in their program, and they only won by 1 in Brookings. With this being an away game, neutral site almost, you got to drive fucking 4 hours to Rapid City from Sioux Falls. 80-mile-an-hour speed limits. I used to do that for my job, driving to South Dakota. So I know that drive very, very dearly. It's absolutely a causeway of land, but I still like South Dakota State to get it done. It's not as hard of a travel spot as Northern Colorado going to West South Dakota, but this South Dakota State team's really coming together. They're getting close wins. It's something about it. I don't care about the point differential. I don't care how Northern Colorado played against 2 D2 teams and how well they played against Colorado. This is South Dakota State's year to prove people wrong and how they have been one of the top mid-major programs in the country.
What's South Dakota State done after on the 2-0? They beat Long Beach. They beat Long Beach by 1. McNeese by
that wasn't a great win at home though.
Yeah, they held on. They got a D2 after, so it's not like they got to look at it or a sandwich.
This is one of those that this always sounds stupid, but I wish the line was 5.
Yep.
I don't like that it's 2.5. And I guess it's because they've only played close games so far and it's keeping it tight, but that's my hesitation.
So they'll adjust it, but I see your point on that too.
Well, this is one that I'm going to bet South Dakota State and hope that it gets up, and just take them on the money line because it's a worthy price. And then I by the time you load in to 9 Eastern tomorrow, that thing could be around -160 or 170. And if it goes the other way, well, maybe I'll just double dip on a better price too.
Okay, I don't mind that angle.
Yeah, that's my thought on it. And I like. You're coming to South Dakota. You got to defend the country or defend the state, not the country. Geez.
They crashed the defensive glass too. They're not giving up a lot of second chance points, but they're still giving up 70 some a game. So
they're
if
scoring 80 a game.
yeah,
You'll take that.
yeah.
This is a random game though to just put in Rapid City. I wonder what's the meaning behind it. I'm curious, but
yeah.
This says it's in hold
the
on. Let me make sure
monument.
something here.
The grand opening event was a concert by Elvis Presley on June 21st, 1977 in Rapid City. Wow. Okay.
So
Oh,
high quality ESPN says the game is in Arkansas.
Jeez. That's
ESPN's
bad.
just talking out of their ass.
I mean, what? Yeah, what?
That's where I got thrown off. It says it's at the Summit Arena in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
All this it looks like there's money coming in towards Colorado, so maybe I will wait to bet South Dakota State.
Yeah, especially they damn near beat Colorado on the road. Now they're getting them as a dog again. I could see people being like, well, South Dakota State's obviously not as good as Colorado. So they're just going to grab that plus money there, those 2 points. So yeah, maybe this will close more around 1.5, 1, somewhere around there. Get a much better price than 150 on the money line.
I'll be watching this throughout the night. I'm gonna set an alarm at like 6 a.m. Watch it.
Whenever I wake up and take a piss in the middle of the night, I grab my phone and I scroll through the lines quick. I'm like, all right, what's moved? Anything that I can grab. It's like 3 a.m. I'm half asleep, but I'm like, I got to see if there's anything.
The lines have been moving like none other, just because how popular betting has become. But there used to be so much more stale, stagnant lines, and now there's no such thing.
No.
Both of these teams foul a lot. It looks like South Dakota and Northern Colorado.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my gut though.
27 free throw attempts a game allowed to the opponents.
I'll go with my gut and just wait and see till tomorrow what the line looks like.
Here's a game me and Dan we're talking with Berg earlier. This Grand Canyon game. They got Arizona State. I'm seeing 5.5 Grand Canyon minus on DK. Are people buying back in now on Arizona State after they've seen some solid basketball since season started? I mean, they just hung with Gonzaga, played a damn good game. The perception went from they were absolutely terrible again, getting housed by 60 at Duke. Then they're catching 23 at Gonzaga, and I forget what the score of it was, but it was a close game. Is the perception swung back that Arizona State's a decent team where people are going to be like, all right, I'll take that plus 5.5 at home, returning home against Grand Canyon, who did lose some pieces, but I mean, they still got Tyon Grant Foster. That's
the key to me is tomorrow's the first game he's playing this year. He didn't play the first 2 games. He's playing tomorrow. That is a lift. And you tie into the fact that it's the crosstown big brother angle. Like, to me, I think Grand Canyon rolls in this. Just the energy alone of having your star back.
Yep.
Gets you going. And I think you're right. I think the Gonzaga game gives a little extra tax on Arizona State, which I'm like, all right, you can have it. You're not that good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, this was 6. Now it's back. It was 3.5. Then it went up. Now I see 5.5 where it was 6. So I'm coming down a little bit. Maybe it comes down a little more. That model I've been using that's been crushing got this at 7.9. Grand Canyon minus 7.9. So, there's a little meat on the bone with 5.5.
Yeah. If I can find a 5 or a 4.5, like at some point tomorrow, I'm immediately taking that. Like, I don't mind the 5.5, but I think I can wait.
Absolutely.
And
this game I'll be better. An eyeball on. I'm going to be watching these lines.
I'll just be contrarian to be contrarian because I like Grand Canyon. I like that angle. I'll say this: Grand Canyon's defense has been lackluster, so that's what they need to be the edge to bring him back, Foster back. They got to get their defensive perimeter figured out. They're just not being able to clip that. But one thing that I want to point out that scares me about taking Arizona State They put up 80 points. They put up 74. They only put up 55 against Idaho State. I know Idaho State's a sloth of basketball pace in most games, but they have to reciprocate scoring against Grand Canyon. I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't make me feel good. The only thing that's scary about it is Grand Canyon's perimeter defense, and that they have to be able to show up because they cannot defend the 3 or really the 2-point at all.
I'll counter the Tyon defense. He wasn't incredibly sharp defensive wise last year. Now, same program, same coaches. I would imagine they worked on it in the offseason because the offense definitely was not his issue. I mean, maybe a little bit, better shooting a little bit better, but if he had to pick one thing to improve on in the offseason, it definitely would have been his defense. So I have to imagine he stepped it up a little bit, where he's not going to be as much of a liability come crunch time.
Yep. This is a good game. That's probably my favorite game on the slate, I would say, right now, at least.
Yeah, this is going to come down to the threes. I mean, Arizona State loves shooting the threes. They fire up a shit ton. They shoot, respectable 34.5% from 3. If they're going to hit, 9, 10, 11 threes, since they jack up roughly about 30 a game, if they're going to hit that much, I think it'll be a little tough for Grand Canyon to cover. So if Grand Canyon can close out on the threes, rebound, I think this is going to be fairly easy because I don't see Arizona State really doing much. But that Quaintance kid inside is a monster. That kid is a monster.
Yes, he's going to cause havoc in every game.
Too, I would say.
Him versus Tyon is going to be a great match.
Oh yeah.
Why you reopen your recruiting after I forget where he was going to go. I think Kentucky or something, and Cal left, so he decommitted. Arizona State. You can't tell me nobody else wanted you. You went to.
I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know. Like, depends on what his motivations are.
Right.
Have you ever been to that campus?
Yeah, I went to a game one time. My buddy lived out there, and it's an electric atmosphere.
It's the SEC of the West. It is.
It's a great party school too.
Every good-looking girl on the West Coast goes to Arizona State.
Yep. That was the greatest vacation day of my life, going to that game and then hitting the bars after with my buddy.
I couldn't imagine going to college in Scottsdale. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have graduated. I'd be
Dan Wilder
in major trouble. Grand Canyon's actually a cool campus too. In Phoenix, they're both cool campus. Grand Canyon's a huge campus. It's like I love Phoenix. I wanted to move there originally, and then I'm like, I don't think I'd make friends here just based on people, but that's
just based on people.
That's me judging.
Yeah,
but yeah, Phoenix is sick. This is a fun one. This is gonna be packed. I bet. Packed house.
Keep an eye on this spread. If it gets
where are they playing it?
4.5. It is at Arizona. Let me make sure it's not a freaking neutral.
It's at Arizona State.
It is officially. Yep. No, neutral.
At the Footprint Center.
Oh, that's what I was afraid of. I thought it would be like, is that where the Suns play?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
No, right? Is it? They've already changed their name. I guess it's next to the Diamondbacks Stadium, so I'd assume maybe, yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, it's a multi-purpose arena in Phoenix. Teams Suns, Mercury, and the Arizona Rattlers.
Oh,
got it.
All right,
so neutral. So, yeah, maybe Arizona State's threes won't be falling, a little neutral court, but it is an NBA arena, so those rims are tweaked a little bit for fucking get the friendly roll.
So Grand Canyon, I think, is more so in Phoenix, right? And then Arizona State's obviously Scottsdale, but
it's Tempe, so it's right in Phoenix too.
Yeah, Tempe. Sorry,
So this should be, somewhat of a 50-50 because those Grand Canyon fans are great, especially that atmosphere at the stadium. Have to imagine they will travel for this game. Interstate rivalry in Scottsdale too.
This game's gonna be packed. This game's gonna be electric.
It's gonna be a fun game to watch. It'll definitely be on the screen.
This one's not going on the quad box. This is going on the solo TV. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, not too many quads tomorrow. We're getting there though. It's actually the 7 o'clock onwards. Really not bad.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna
LSU
see
Kansas State. There you go.
It's not a good game.
Yeah. What'd you say? Was it a good game?
LSU, Kansas State.
I was just about to bring that one up.
Yeah.
That one's a great game.
LSU.
I'm actually bitter because when we started, this line was 5, and now it's 7.5.
Oh my God.
Oh, you like Kansas State?
Yes,
I
Manhattan.
do.
It's a cold day in Manhattan, I'll tell you.
And this is LSU's only true road game of the non-con.
I hate betting LSU. They're always my least, especially non-cons. They're just my least favorite team to bet. I was high on Kansas State in our preseason preview. They kind of were slow, and they haven't. But this is their first game that they got to get up for too. I mean, New Orleans, Cleveland State. Cleveland State's pretty good. They don't have a look ahead spot. They play Mississippi Valley State. I don't think they're looking ahead towards that. They want this. Then they got GW, Arkansas Pine Bluff. They don't even have a big game until Saturday, December 7th against St. John's.
This is a get-up spot.
I think so too. Dan told I like Kansas State at home. 7.5. I freaking hate both of those. I hate 5.5. I hate 7.5. Feel way more comfortable about 5.5 though than I do because that's only 2 threes. But yeah, I think that's the right move. Lay it.
My angle for this was LSU needs a big win, especially Matt McMahon. I mean, after last year, the horrible year they've had, and then Elkhorn State, they only beat them by 13, but again, this could have been a little look ahead to Kansas a little bit, but they still handled business by double digits. So this moved up 2 points already?
Yep.
Yeah, since we've started talking.
Kansas State did beat them by 15 last year in LSU.
So a revenge spot too, on top of you need a win. You need a solid win.
But so does
McMahon.
So does K-State. I mean, LSU doesn't have a look-ahead spot, I guess, either against Charleston Southern, but they got Pittsburgh on deck next Friday.
Yeah, Charleston Southern. It's not a look-ahead for either team.
No.
The look-ahead is this game.
LSU's non-conference schedule is horrible. I mean, Pittsburgh is okay.
Yeah.
Florida State, SMU, that's their hardest games, and then everyone else is just nothing. And I'm gonna have to go with Dan told in my gut on Kansas State.
Yeah, I can't fade Manhattan.
No,
that's
not for an LSU team. If it was another team getting 7.5, yeah, I'm.
I mean, good teams go in there and bomb. LSU's not a good team.
Yeah, fair point.
No, they're not.
This was more of my angle. Was just they need a good win. I mean, if this number keeps climbing up and gets
LSU does defend the 3 pretty. They're the number 1 team in defending the 3-point percentage, but
you can't read in that too much with who they've played. That's the problem right now.
Yeah, there's just not much. These stats don't really mean too much yet for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably stay away. I'll root for you guys with Kansas State here. I lean more of an LSU spot. Granted, it's on the road. If this was a neutral, I would have probably bet it. But yeah, fading Kansas State and Manhattan is never a.
I can just see it now, Trevor. I can see it now. You bet LSU, it's gonna be all right. It'll be close the entire way for the most part, and then Kansas State will just start randomly popping off, and you'll see Coleman Hawkins just shooting random freaking threes.
Fuck that guy.
And he's gonna be so pissed about. You're gonna be so pissed because you're seeing Coleman Hawkins blow your cover.
Yeah,
I forgot that guy was there.
Yeah, that's the worst. Dan told, but I mean, I like Doug McDaniel on K-State. I was super high on him because of the Marquise Knoll kind of similarity. I think Knoll's definitely better, but Max Jones really been good. Transfer from Cal State Fullerton. So it's time for these guys to get right and gel together. You probably Rob's on Kansas State as well.
Yep.
Yeah, the only home game in the non-con that Kansas State lost last year was an ugly one against Nebraska, where it's 62-46. So they beat Villanova. They beat that might have been a neutral site. They beat Providence. I mean, they beat some good teams at home. So yeah, I'm sticking with it.
All right. I'm gonna pull for you guys. I won't. Not gonna fade you. Something's just in my guts just telling me LSU. But this is a situation I do not care to pay to find out at all. All right. Next game. What do we got?
I think we could get Rob's input on this one because I had a few thoughts on Northern Iowa, Wichita State. He still got his thoughts there. I know he loves Northern Iowa. But
did they just get embarrassed too, actually?
They did. The thing that concerns me now is their win is against Milwaukee. And after watching Milwaukee tonight, I think Milwaukee is trash.
Very much so.
So I think getting is Wichita State still 7?
Northern Iowa's first road game of the year too.
7.5 or there's still 7 out there. I kind of like Wichita State, but I'm willing to let Rob tell me that I'm wrong.
I do agree with you in the fact that their only win is against Milwaukee, who we've quickly found out is not a good team. So I mean,
they lost by 20 to Irvine.
Now with on their first road game too.
What's the line here?
7.
I love it. I'll be honest, I don't know much about this Northern Iowa team. And I don't want to have too many favorites at 7.5, but Wichita State, I watched them against Western Kentucky, and I bet on Western Kentucky because I was touting them all year. And props to Western Kentucky for choosing a hard schedule to open up with. Wichita State, I'm missing another one too, but Grand Canyon. I think Wichita State's a better team. They win by 8-12. This will be a sweaty one right on the number. I don't know if it's my favorite one to lay, but I like Wichita State to get it done. They're a good team offensively, and they're kind of mid defensively, but Northern Iowa hasn't proved anything defensively against Dubuque and Milwaukee.
And Irvine.
You're gonna have Irvine come into your house and Irvine's a great school, and they have been, and one of the best teams in the country mid-major wise. But you're going to have them come in and beat you by 20 at home?
Yeah. And then you immediately hit the road to go to Wichita.
Yeah, not an easy place to play.
No.
I will be betting on Northern Iowa against Western Illinois, though, if they lose, especially to Wichita State. I know that sounds
Returning
weird.
home.
That's the spot where they get back up for to return home. But they have a tough non-con, man.
North Texas right after Western
Illinois. Chicago's not easy this year either. Nebraska, Omaha. Washington State,
Belmont,
North Texas, yep, Montana.
Oh, that's MVC. Never mind. I forgot Northern Iowa was in there. Yeah, Washington's. Yeah, they got a tough little stretch coming up. So I
bet Northern Iowa will get some steam tomorrow. I bet maybe they're one of the public dogs. A lot of public dogs today.
Yeah, very much so.
Which I hate.
That model I got has Wichita minus 7.9.
Oh, so it's right on the number.
Pretty damn close, yeah.
Do you guys got anything for that game in Stillwater? I think didn't Southern Illinois beat Oklahoma State last year in Stillwater, or was that 2 years ago?
I'm not seeing an Oklahoma State line. Are you on FanDuel?
10.5.
Yeah, it's 10. Yeah, Southern Illinois went into Stillwater last year and won 70-68. I remember that because I was crying my eyes out because I started tweeting every play, and I was down 12 units at the end of November, 11 something, and then my luck.
Actually, they beat them the last 2 years.
That was the game. I turned it on December 5th. Yep, Southern Illinois outright. That was plus 300 or something. Is this Oklahoma State team the same team as last year?
Pretty close. They suck though. Green Bay.
I apologize. Southern Illinois, it was a home and away.
I think you're thinking about 2 years ago.
Yeah, Southern Illinois was at home. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so
they won 2 years ago in Oklahoma State too.
Yeah, they beat them 2 years in a row.
Yep. So now they're like, you're coming back, and we're gonna try to kick your ass. I don't know about that.
I mean, I kind of 10.5 seems like a really big number.
It opened at
So-
9.5.
So I don't know why I watched them against Charleston. I mean, they were somewhat competitive, right?
They had their chances there and just kind of just blew it.
Charleston's good.
First game
Very
of the season, too, they were in there. Charleston was kind of like leading at first, and then Southern Illinois came back.
Yeah, they did.
Kennard Davis, yeah, that guy's pretty good. Is this a revenge spot angle? But I'm not laying 10.5.
What has
No
Oklahoma
way.
State really showed you to be
I mean,
laying double digits? I mean, Green Bay lost by 13.
And St. Thomas, they only beat by 9. If you
9.
don't think like Southern Illinois is equivalent to, if not better than St. Thomas.
Yeah.
It's that angle, like, okay, do you think this is a gross line? Okay, then I'd have to take it. But like, I need Oklahoma State to prove that more. I don't. What was the line against Green Bay and St. Thomas? It was probably
17 for Green Bay.
17.
I mean, this almost feels like, I mean, obviously it's not the same level of rivalry because of the proximity, but even last night you watch Colgate and Syracuse. Like every time they play, it's close.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Like it's all like the last 2 years they played this game and it's been a 1-possession game. So why all of a sudden are we thinking it's a 4-possession game?
And we know that Southern Illinois is a solid team. I mean, you lost to Charleston, you still put up 80. And then, you put up 86 on Missouri S&T, whatever the fuck that is. And Oklahoma State just hasn't been great. I mean, 76 to Green Bay, 71 to St. Thomas, but it's been about 10-point game each time. 13 to Green Bay, 9 to St. Thomas. I mean, who's the Oklahoma
Analytics wise, they all got this around 10. I think it's just because Southern Illinois lacks defensive discipline, but
Steve Lotz.
this is a game that Scott Nagy can get them up for, I think. But under Nagy, this is also under a new coach. Nagy has not won these games against Oklahoma State. So his style of play, like Southern Illinois, like we said, used to be so many unders. Now it's different style of play, and it's that run and gun Wright State offense that we love, but lacks defense. Wright State would always cover games too. I'll just take the 10 and go with my gut, 10 or 11.
Yeah, but it already has moved up a point, so I would maybe keep an eye on this. Maybe it goes up.
Oh, it goes
if you
up.
want. Yeah, I mean it went up from 9.5 at 8:30, so about 2 hours ago. It's been sitting at 10.5 since.
Yeah, I like
Total's
it.
up 2 points if you guys care about the total.
Is this Oklahoma State team finally different than what they've been?
No,
They've been dog shit.
they've been bad forever. I mean, and they haven't. Green Bay was a team you should have blown out. Doug Gottlieb's first game. Like, okay, I get he was an alum, so he's going to get up for this game. But regardless,
they're covering kind of a little bit. Green Bay is.
Don't talk to me about tonight. Oh my god, that was disgusting. But I mean, St. Thomas even 9-point game. Like, I believe these teams are just hitting threes too. What's their 3-point defense?
That was a weird game though. I'm looking at the box score. Nobody on Oklahoma State played more than 25 minutes. Like they fully rotated 10 guys that whole game. And the first game against Green Bay, Bryce Thompson was the only guy who played. He played 30, but nobody else played more than 25. Like it makes me feel like they don't know their rotation yet. But at any point, they could dial it back to a 7 or 8, and then then the team turns it up. So that's a weird thing I look for in these early games is who's playing minutes and who isn't, because
fair.
When they get into conference play and they're playing 8 guys, then it's a totally different team than when you're playing 10, 11.
Yeah.
But
100%.
Fuck it, I'm taking.
But yeah, I still don't know. I don't think I can lay double digits with Oklahoma State right now.
Yeah, I mean, Green Bay and St. Thomas shot 43.3% from 3. I mean, 44% or 46% inside the arc.
And like we haven't seen much of Southern Illinois. Like what are they basing it off? The Charleston game? Like just because it's not like Oklahoma State will shoot lights out like Charleston. I hope
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're
You should beat St.
36
Thomas by 20
three.
plus. If you're athletic, St. Thomas is like a freaking high school team, but they can shoot lights out, but they like play like a high school team. They space the floor, they do that bullshit pass and spread, and then they live and die by the three. They should win by more than 9. I didn't watch that game, so I didn't know if they were up more and just kind of flailed out at the end, but
And that's kind of where I was going with the minutes thing. It's like I didn't see it either, but was that maybe closer at the end than it should have been because they let other guys play and it kind of trickled back in. I mean, I guess I can go see the
those are the game. Yeah, those are the stuff like I got to look into a little more before I. But then I'm sometimes in my head when I do that. But SIU 3-0 straight up and against the spread lifetime versus Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State is fairly like if Southern Illinois is not hitting their shots, if Oklahoma State's fairly good at keeping teams off the glass and crashing it. So I mean, what is rebounds a game? Yeah, Southern Illinois 27th or 346th in total rebounds a game. Now, granted, I don't think that counts the D2 game, but even if it does, it looks even worse. Like the fact that you couldn't board.
Will Lutz is a good coach for Oklahoma State. Like I think they definitely could probably bring their program back, but they got to make me be surprised and win tomorrow by big. But I just like Dan said, I just can't lay it. Just can't lay that.
Yeah. So St. Thomas scored 8 of the last 12 points in that
Those
game.
were threes too. Like
They had a couple threes and a layup. So they scored
call.
some garbage points to make it closer.
Yeah, so you don't. The scores just don't always say it, how it went.
Yeah,
and
Oklahoma
I'll say
State made its last basket at 3:56 with 4 minutes left in the second half. So then they made some free throws, but that was the last basket they made. So this is actually more of a 14, 15-point game than a 9.
I mean, and to Danny Dumbshit, shout out Danny Dumbshit to his
angle.
To his comment, they want to beat SIU after losing 2 in the first 3-game series. This could be maybe a first half angle for Oklahoma State. Just come out, give them your best punch, try to take as big a lead as you can, and then SIU maybe make some adjustments. I believe Oklahoma State had some nice leads in those games prior. I'd have to go look real quick, but
looks like 13 and a half now.
It's climbing.
Hold on.
For Oklahoma State?
Sorry, I'm looking.
I see 11.
I got to stop looking at ESPN. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I see. I have like the Big 5 pulled up or whatever, and ESPN's the only one that's got 11 and a half. Everyone else around 10.
Yeah, their website, the ESPN website says. Oh no, sorry, that was the spread. I got St. Thomas was 13 and a half.
Okay.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess I'll
I'm not betting on this one.
mind the over either in this game. Just how bad defensive wise and how Nagy's kind of changed that program to be a fast paced team. But yeah, I'll take the 10 and a half and lean the over there. Bad word, but whatever. I don't care.
We don't work there.
You don't work exactly. Help contribute there sometimes. That's it. Yep. What I say today I said on the stream today, I was like, "Oh, I'm edging this instead of leaning."
Any other games you guys got eyeballs on? I have one, but it's not really anything crazy. Seattle's like 7 at Cal Poly.
That was the only one I had marked too, and I think you know where I'm going with it.
Yeah, Cal Poly money line.
I watched an entire Seattle game against Liberty at home. They suck.
Dude, that was painful. painful. They pulled away by 6, 8 or something with 2 minutes left, and then lose on a damn near buzzer beater.
Yeah, like, but they were down the whole game. They came all the way back, took a big lead, and then choked it away.
Yeah,
It was.
They don't look like the same team. Like, I didn't think Cam Tyson. I mean, obviously that's a big loss, but I didn't think losing Cam Tyson would really throw that team out. No, granted, Kobe, what's his name, Williamson, the ginger Australian guy with the Jerry curl mullet, like he's awesome, but he's been hurt this year, so he hasn't played. So,
like
the loss
without
of those two guys,
Christophilus, they
Oh,
would have
yeah.
got blown out of the building. He
Yeah.
carried them the whole second half. The whole reason they were even in that game. But to get a team like from Virginia coming all the way out to Seattle and they beat you on your home court, like, you're not a good team.
No. Yeah, and like I was saying, I was clearly wrong that not having Cam Tyson really hurts his team because their offense is looking really bad. I thought they had enough pieces. No, granted, maybe Kobe Williamson, I believe his name. Maybe he comes back and it looks better, but he's not playing. He was in a boot on Saturday, so there's no chance he's going to be playing tomorrow. Now you're going to hit the road against a Cal Poly team that wants to run and gun. How many possessions a game does Seattle average? Because this total is 155.5, which to me is implying that we're going to be seeing run and gun basketball, and Seattle wants no part of that because their offense is just terrible.
They went on, they ran with Eastern Washington, so it almost feels like Seattle plays the pace of their opponent.
They played
But Seattle,
Liberty slowed them down, and they slowed down. Like, so if Poly wants to run, I think Seattle will run with them. But if you're going to give me 3 possessions at home,
like, that's going to be a backbreaking loss too. To just hit the road then. I mean, granted, you're not like going far. You're going like a state down or so. I think it's just California and Washington on that. Yeah.
Oregon.
So
yeah,
Oregon. So my geography's ass, but but I mean, Cal Poly, they've looked solid. I mean, granted, they Cal beat their ass a little bit, but I mean, they looked really good against San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. They hung with San Francisco.
That's a far drive.
Yeah,
going to Seattle to Los Angeles, though.
But I mean, out of trips they could take, that's not as bad. Like, this could be in like Alabama or some shit like that.
Does a Cal Poly they drive? I mean, or the Seattle?
No, they gotta fly that.
They fly, yeah, right. They have to. They can afford that.
It would be like maybe a 12-hour drive to LA.
I saw a stat on Troy. I don't know if you guys caught that against Arkansas. Troy, they had to drive. They're driving like 10 hours, 14 hours, and then they catch 2 flights, and then they have to drive like 6 hours after. So I was just thinking that. I was like, huh, that's an interesting spot. Like, some of these teams, do they choose to drive versus fly just to save extra money? I'm sure that's on their budget. But
15-hour drive. So they're not doing that.
That's me driving to freaking Orlando right now, damn near, or some shit. That's
But just again, this could be a perception thing that you just saw Seattle just get trashed. I mean, and then they come out and play a good game like that 7. What did this open at actually?
6.
It did open at 6.
Open at 7. I think it's at 6.5.
Okay, so I'm seeing 7 on DK, I believe. Yeah, 7 on DK, open at 7. So it's sitting still right now. But this would be Cal Poly or nothing. I think they can actually legitimately, push the tempo and just make Seattle uncomfortable. Because, I mean, like you said, without Christophilus, they get housed in that Liberty game. Their offense just looks in shambles. I know they put up 86 game 1. Who was that against? Eastern Washington, but Eastern Washington was a team with brand new pieces everywhere. This is a Cal Poly team that, the coach brought in a bunch of his players from D2, so they've got chemistry. And this is this Cal Poly's first? This is
first home game.
Okay. First home game versus D1. They beat Menino College by 99. So, but
Menino.
first D1 home game, and you're not going to be home until the 26th of this month. Like they've got Eastern Washington, Arizona State, St. Mary's. So you need this game.
And Seattle's been a bad rebounding team. Cal Poly with San Francisco and rebounds. They were 10 behind Cal, but like they have over 30 rebounds in each of their games. So they're hitting the boards. And Seattle is averaging only 28.5 rebounds. And that includes their win against Garbage. So
and the Cal's played good teams. I mean, I'm not going to discredit Eastern Washington Liberty, but who wants it more? See, normally, like on my spots, I'd be like Seattle's 0-2. This is a must win, but like we've talked about, it's not the same team. This feels like a get up spot for a horrible program in Cal Poly. At least to cover the number.
Yeah,
not very live, but.
It's kind of the same angle as with Mercyhurst today. First home game against a D1 school, they got up. I mean, I'll give that Seattle's better than Canisius, but
you were right about that.
I'll even give you that I think Seattle might win the game, but I don't think they're winning by 7.
No, it'll be a close game.
If I'm playing Cal Poly, I'm gonna sprinkle the money line.
I'm looking at like sharp money splits right now, and I don't look into this too much, but I do like looking into it sometimes with like totals more so than spreads. Because I just believe like picking a side and figuring it out. But Coppin State is one of the most sharp bets right now. It's getting the most money on percentage. Plus 11. Plus 11. Oh my gosh, that's awful. Well, who's sharp on that? I will never admit that I'm sharp on Coppin State.
Look, anybody who's sharp is not betting that game.
Somebody bet $200 on it, and all of a sudden it moved it, so it signals as a sharp money because nobody's playing it. The one thing, Cal Poly 18.5 turnovers a game, which could hurt them. Seattle offense or defense forces 10.5, so they're not forcing a lot of turnovers. So I mean, like, in the amount of possessions that Cal Poly plays, like
I think it's pace. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, but
and like,
Seattle.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Seattle's just not they just haven't been forcing turnovers this year. So I mean, like, obviously, like that Cal Poly line's inflated a little bit due to pace, but
and because they played 2 good teams.
Yeah.
Like
much
I
better
think
than
that's gonna chime in there. But the where I was gonna go with it is like Seattle's got 2 games here in California. They're quick back to back. Like they're probably gonna they're gonna get one of them. And if there's one, it's this one, because the UC San Diego game is probably not it. So they might be up for this one. That's kind of where, like, I just think it's maybe a 3-4 point game. But I just don't see Seattle beating anybody by 3 possessions right now.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, UC San Diego, Furman, Duke, 3 of the next 4 games. But I mean, Cal Poly, they've got Eastern Washington, Arizona State, St. Mary's on the road, and then Grambling, Stanford. So I mean, they've got some tough games too. So this would be the spot to catch a team.
Yeah.
Especially a late night game. I think it's probably by itself. No, it's 9:00. So there's some other games, but people seeing Seattle that maybe don't bet it as much, just go for the namesake that, Seattle's been a good team the last couple of years. Just lay it with them. Cal Poly sucks, but this is a different Cal Poly team and a different Seattle team entirely. I'm going to be betting Cal Poly. I'm going to see where this number goes. But I'm going to be betting Cal Poly, and I'm going to sprinkle the money line because, again, first D1 home game in program history and the schedule they got coming up. They need this game. So this is going to be a damn good game, in my opinion. I think Cal Poly's, they're alive. They're better than people give them credit for.
Yeah, I view this as, if I'm up on the night, this is one I'll throw on.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know that I'm going to
Pacific in northern Arizona.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna be chasing, like throwing it out there and then staying up till 12:30 in the morning just to watch Cal Poly Seattle. But
Yeah, man. That's a good point.
but if I'm up and it's all profit, then I can go to bed and I can feel good about it. So
12 espressos a day. Gotta stay up for Cal Poly, and then you just stay up and they just get fucking steamed.
I'm already watching Redskins Eagles. Once that's over, I can go to sleep. Like that's what I care about.
Oh yeah, that's
Rob's
the game
got me.
tomorrow. That's good.
Rob's got me. I'm stupid. I'm thinking the D2 coach. The D2
Yeah,
coach.
well, yeah, I was gonna say I almost
I-
interrupted you, but I let it fly. We're late in the night. I was like, whatever.
My wires got crossed in the brain there. Yeah, no. First I'll go with this first D1 home game for the coach.
There you
How
go.
about that?
There you go. There you go.
If that means anything, but yeah, good.
Yes.
I had to find it somehow. There.
Where's our Joe Rogan person? Yeah, Google that right now. Stat wise, D1 head coaches home games first. We need that.
We need that.
Show us the model there. This isn't something. Trevor, you know I like my 2-team money line favorite parlays. Like I like that, and I don't ever recommend taking parlays, but this is one I do like. Jacksonville is going to win tomorrow. They're going to win tomorrow. Now I'm deciding between Utah Valley and oh my god, IUPUI. I was just looking at. Well, I would just take them straight up because it's a pick 'em. I'm not trying to get extra. Oh, Northern Kentucky. I think that Northern Kentucky should beat Nichols. But the thing that scared me about Nichols, they played New Mexico and South Alabama pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to put Jacksonville in that piece. But I will probably tweet a 2-team money line parlay. I love tweeting those.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says.
Fuck it.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, that's all I got for games. You guys got anything?
I mean, I don't mind the Bryant Buffalo game. I think that could be like Buffalo's been feistier than I thought they would be.
Yeah, Danton, I swear we were tweeting each other about how bad Buffalo was going to be like November 1st because they were losing exhibition games or whatever. Like they were I can't even remember that team, but it was embarrassing. Yeah, I was just thinking about,
and they've shown some life. So I mean, they hung with Notre Dame. Obviously, I don't think Notre Dame's that great, but they had a halftime lead on them. They beat Old Dominion, who's not a bad team. I might be pleasantly surprised.
Brian just had a heartbreaking OT loss too.
They got Martelli Jr. though. I don't know what that means anymore.
Road favorite. So I don't know that I'm betting it. There's a lot of other better options out here, but that's probably one I'll put eyes on tomorrow just so I can figure out if I actually like this Buffalo team or not.
Yeah. This game just makes you want to take the over. Is that so square in public though? I don't know.
Because the number's so big.
And it's Bryant. And I feel like Buffalo will match their pace. I was looking at the first half over just now. It's 77.5. That's kind of, I don't know. I kind of like the over though. I would rather take the over than pick a side, but I guess I would take the home dog.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning too. Buffalo. I mean, they've scored 83 plus every game, but they also give up a lot. 82, 78, 77.
Hey, Buffalo losing an overtime game to Siena. It's hard for me to run from that.
Oh, it's bad.
I've said this before. I'll say it again. Siena's a good team this year. I mean,
they are good.
They wiped that roster completely clean. The new coach is solid. I love to fade the shit out of Siena last year. Team total unders, the spread, everything, and it was money. And then it's bit me twice this year already. So I sat back yesterday to see what they did against American, and they won outright on the road. Was that on the road? I forget. Regardless, they won again. Yeah. So I mean, I think they might be a nice buy low team right now until they really demolish somebody and it catches people's eyes. But I mean, who's paying attention to Siena right now? So
nobody.
Sure,
we are.
Yeah, people like us.
The biggest.
That's all I got.
CBB. Yeah, that's really all I got. I wanted to shout out my 2-team money line parlay. The anchor is going to be the Dolphins for South Carolina State. And then I think that Buffalo Bryant over would be nice, considering no defense and pace of play. But I haven't bet that yet, though.
I'm with you.
I honestly think we went through almost every game. That's bettable. I think so.
Yeah.
Other
It
than
was, it was a good time.
Yeah.
What I have Utah Valley -6, New Orleans money line, IU Indy -1. Fucking disgusting first 3 games. Cal Poly +7, and then I got Grand Canyon and Texas Corpus Christi circled.
Love it. IU Indy, let's do it. 6:30, 1 o'clock. We all like Utah Valley, right?
Yep. I think we're kind of aligned for those 2 early games there.
Yeah, I think we had some beef on Lindenwood in New Orleans. Not beef, but you know what I mean. We had some. We had a battle beef
Civil
going on.
disagreement.
So, civil disagreement. We bridge gaps. We show true discourse. Here.
Bipartisanship in this.
We are true Americans here. It's going to be hilarious that Lindenwood in New Orleans is going to be the game that cures everything bipartisanship wise. So
thanks to the good people up at Robert Morris for hosting that.
Yes, shout out Robert Morris.
Moon Township, PA. All right, love it. I'm in on that. Well,
all right,
that was fun. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, great. Thanks for having me.
Hop on again.
Jamie Dunn shit. Thanks for joining us in the chat.
Just let me know.
It was a good session. Yeah, absolutely. We'll have you on again. I'm gonna skedaddle off here, take a leak, sweat out this Fresno State game, and then hop in the TCE night show. So
what do you got? 14 Fresno, 16.
14, close 12.5.
Look at UCSB's wearing stolen valor too. This is horrible. You don't wear your cap indoors. I'm going to rant about Austin Peay's coach later on.
What's the deal with him? Was he a veteran or is Austin Peay a military school?
I don't think he's a veteran, but either way, I would never wear that. I
think he wears it all the time.
All the time?
I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, if he's a veteran, I apologize. Thank you for your service. That's horrible. I'll have to do some research on that. I thought I did, and it was some. You just don't trust a random thread on the internet. But I saw people were like tweeting about it, and they were super pissed off at him wearing that. I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That was. I missed that angle. Fading Austin Peay on Veterans Day when their coach wears Army fatigues. That was a huge miss. That's all you needed for the whole cap of the game.
Okay, I'm on their website looking to see if he's a veteran. He's wearing in his pictures. He's wearing he's wearing a suit here normally.
So he really took Veterans Day to heart.
Yeah, I don't see any military service there.
Yeah, no, I don't either. No.
Wow.
He's probably walking into like being like, I need a military discount on my cold brew. Like. I might turn on some Stolen Valor videos on YouTube. It's a solid. That's what I'm gonna fall asleep to. Some Stolen Valor. Let's end on something.
I'm surprised he covered then, since he's stealing valor. But
people sometimes fast forward to the end to get our picks. Let's maybe cut this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he's a veteran, so we're good. Yeah, New Orleans. Yeah, that we're battling on New Orleans, Lindenwood. Back to that. Utah Valley tomorrow, standalone. Lock it in. Utah Valley.
Yep.
That was fun, Dan told. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks. See you guys.
Good show.
Yes, that was fun.
Yep.